Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode of MotoGP 20 here on this channel. This is part number 25 of my career walkthrough. Right guys, for today's Moto2 Championship race we head to France for another difficult challenge. Now last time we were in France it was wet. What have we got today? Oh, so we've got a sunny qualifying but another wet race. Oh my god, this is going to be very challenging. Right, so here we go with the quick lap simulation. So the time we need to get is a 1:37.528, and we need to try and do this so we can get some more development points spent on the bike. Let's into the chicane, and that was nice and smooth. And we did struggle around this circuit in Moto 3, and I think we finished second, but we had a penalty and we ended up finishing third. So can we better that result in the wet in the Moto2 career? It's not going to be easy. Right, let's just try and keep up with these two in front. I think I'm going to put in some more laps in this session because we definitely want to try and get into Q2 if we can. But I think the AI are going to be pretty quick round here in the dry. Probably very quick in the wet, so does it really matter? Oh, we're going to find out. Let's see if we can just latch onto these two. I think we should be able to catch up. Late on the brakes. Into the chicane. And nicely done. Oh, that was a nice move there. 0.2 down on the time that is set. I didn't really check what the fastest time was set so far in this session. But it's probably going to be quicker than that quick lap simulation. Fighting with the bike at the moment. Final bend. Oh, we just overshot that slightly. We should be able to get away with that. And that should be it. We should be able to get that time. Yes, we do. So where has that put us? We need to finish at least in the top 8, I think, to get into Q2.
We're back from the pit lane where the rider
where's that put us?
He probably wants to reveal some further.
Oh, we're in 6th, so that's not too bad. Right, so we've only got time to put in one more lap, and we're currently sitting 17th. So at this moment in time, we've got to do both qualifying sessions. Oh, we've dropped to 18th now, so the time that we need to try and get close to is a 1:35.9. So let's see if we can achieve that. Right, so here we go. Last chance. Can we put in a decent time? Need to do the same in the qualifying session, but I just want to try and avoid doing the Q1 as well if I can. Into the chicane. Got Martin in front of us. Let's see if we can latch onto him for a bit of slipstream. Oh, and Navarro's put in an even faster time, so that's a 1:35.7, and we're almost 0.2 off that time already. I knew that the times would be in around sort of the 1:35s, and they're always going to be around that time on 120% AI level. And how quick are they going to be in the wet though? Still 0.2 down. Oh god, be careful, don't ruin it. Oh, just trying to keep that bike stable through there. It's going to be a nightmare through there in the wet, I'm telling you. Right, let's see if we can just catch up with Martin through here. Oh, we got in there a little bit hot. Oh, onto the curb. Oh, and oh, we're 0.1 up. Oh, but can we now these last couple of corners? Keep it steady. Again. Smoothly does it. Oh no, don't go up the bloody front wheel again. Final corner, just trying to keep it steady. Oh, that was the best I've done so far. Keep the front wheel down to the line, and what time are we going to get? Oh, so we get 1:36.2. But at least we get into Q2. That is the only thing. But let's get straight into it. Right, so based on the free practice, we know that we've got to put in a 1:35 if we want to get on the front row of the grid. So this is the challenge. Can we produce? We really need to put in the best lap possible. And that was nicely done through there. Oh, nice and controlled. Managed to keep the front wheel down this time. overshot that corner, but just try and just slowly bring it back in, and that was okay. Sector 2, we seem to drop a lot of time, so let's see if we can sort of keep that steady. Oh, nice and smooth again, and we've got Canet in front of us. Let's see if we can latch onto him on that straight, maybe gain a little bit of slipstream, and keep this steady as well. And again, oh god, really pushing it there. Oh, just couldn't put the power down. But I think this is still going to be a half decent lap, and we can just finish strong. And again, nicely done through the chicane. And can we just latch on to Canet here? Steady as he go, and nicely done round there. Just fighting with the bike a little bit. Right, final bend. Oh, he's sort of in my way. Get out my way, coming through. And to the line. What sort of time we're going to get here? And we hit, oh, 1:35.9. That's not bad. Right, so that is the end of the qualifying, and we're going to take pole position, which is quite a surprise because a couple of riders put in 1:35s in the free practice but didn't manage to do the same in the qualifying. But anyway, it's going to be a wet race. The only thing I'm happy about is I'm on the front row, but this is going to be the biggest test in this career so far.
What's going on, race fans? We're joining you from the Le Mans circuit for live coverage of the Moto2 race at the Grand Prix of France. At the moment, the track is completely soaked from the rain that shows no signs of letting up. This will definitely prompt race direction to declare a wet race.
Right, so here I go with the toughest test that I've had so far in this career. A wet race around the Le Mans circuit in Moto2, and I've got to do 9 laps. This is going to be tough. It's all about the starts. Fingers crossed. I haven't won a wet race yet. Can this be the day? Well, you're just about to find out. Right, we just got to try and get into that first chicane without getting wiped out. And off we go. Spinning up the rear. Keep that front wheel down. I know I'm going to lose a couple of places. And oh, look at Baldassarri go down the left side. And he's going for first. Yes, he's gone straight into first place. He is 5 points away from me in the championship. I knew he was going to do something like that. Right, into that first chicane. And try not to lose any places. Oh, spinning up the rear is going to be very difficult for the first couple of laps until we get some heat in these tyres. We just don't want to lose any ground. So we've got Schrotter in front of us. And Baldassarri is leading the way. And, oh, who's crashed? Oh, Canet has gone down. Oh, that is such a disappointing thing. He did crash in the last wet race, I think, as well. It's just not very good in the wet. Right, let's just try and just keep it steady. I'm flipping out. This is a totally different experience. And we did get, well, some experience from wet conditions in the last race, but a totally different circuit. And so we haven't really got a proper setup for this one in the wet. So it's always a challenge that you don't get any practice in these conditions. And we've got someone coming up behind us. Let's be careful we don't get run up into, especially through here. And that wasn't too bad. Just trying to get a little bit of a slipstream from Schrotter, which I can't remember where he started. I think it was Luthi was on the front line, so I don't know what happened to Luthi, but Schrotter managed to break through, as did Baldassarri. Right, so can we get an inside line? Got in there a little bit. Oh, be careful, oh, back wheel spinning up on the curb, that's not going to help. And Schrotter's retaking the lead. Got to be so careful, those curbs, that did not feel good. Right, we've got someone coming around the outside of us. Let's just try and hold our position here. Don't want to lose too much ground. And that's not too bad. I've got no idea where my teammates are. I don't know where Marco and Luca are. We'll find out when they give us a little bit of an idea at the side who's in what position. Keep seeing loads of overtakes. I haven't seen Luca Marini come up yet. So Luthi's down in 8th. There we go. Della Porta is at the front. He's in 11th. So let's just try and take an inside line. And we're going to go for it. Can we get past Schrotter here? Got to be careful on the brakes. Try and keep it steady. And slowly open the throttle. Stick it in power 2. I think sticking it in power 2 in certain sections is okay, but you've got to be careful with that. We don't want to chew up those tyres any more than we have to, especially when we've got 9 laps. Right, we're trying to catch up with Baldassarri here. Oh, spinning again. I'm not sure what sort of pace he's going to set. Let's see if we can just close in on him. And again, try not to put the power down. And get a little bit tighter in here. Oh, be careful. Don't want to get any penalties. And again, just open the throttle a little bit too early. So what sort of time? So Baldassarri's putting a 142.3. And that's not too bad. Oh, we put in a 141.8. So we're just slightly quicker at the moment. But obviously, we had a bit of slipstream off Schrotter. That's probably why. Let's see if we can catch up with Baldassarri. And again, just struggling to keep that front wheel down. We did manage to do that in the dry, but in the wet it is so much harder. Just keep it as smooth as possible. But I think with all these wet races early on in the season, it is going to give us a little bit of confidence and practice. So, but we can't afford to drop points. So we only came 5th in the last race. We can't afford to drop any points here. At the moment, we're sitting in a decent position because we've actually broken away from the main group. And finishing 2nd in this race would be amazing. But I'm very mindful it is a 9-lap race and there is a hell of a long way to go. And those tyres, are they going to last? So let's just try to be careful through here. And we are slightly closing in on Baldassarri, a bit by bit, as we come towards the end of lap 3. And just keep it smooth through this section. And just getting really close. He's going to know I'm there now. And can we sort of go, or just behind him, or we'll both go around the corner. Oh, he sort of started, I think he just span up his rear there, and we've managed to overtake him, but for how long? So we go into the next lap, so we just hit a 141.5 as well. So that is our fastest lap of the race so far. And he hesitated on that final bend. He almost lost it. It is so difficult in these conditions. Careful, just trying to push it. Let's see if we can just pull away from Baldassarri, or is he going to come back at me? I think he will. And we've just overshot that corner. Going to get a bit close to the apex. And the tyres are not looking too bad, and we're on lap 4. I think they do need to address this whole sort of glitch in this, like freeze. The screen freezes like for a split second. It's really annoying. It throws you out when you, there it goes again, especially when you're on a corner. Don't know why it keeps on doing that. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you've had the same issue. It's really driving me nuts. Right, let's see if Baldassarri is going to come back at us in this chicane. I think he might. Try and slowly drop it in. Isn't too bad through there. And again, just slowly does it. Just trying to be as gentle on the throttle. Right, final corner. And that's always a difficult one because you sort of get the back wheel on the curve. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I'll take that. And that was a slightly slower lap, but we still managed to hold first place, and we go into lap 5. Let's just try and get into some sort of rhythm. And looking on the track map, someone is actually closing in on Baldassarri. So it looks like this could possibly be a three-way battle. I don't know who it is yet. Wait until the thing comes up and tells us who's in 1, 2, and 3. And oh god, be careful! Settle down. Right, brake a little bit earlier. And drop it in. I think looking at the rear tyre, it's definitely the right side that we're going to have to be most mindful of. And just keep an eye on that. Slow it down. Just be careful. Try not to chew up the tyres too much through there. Oh, we get God. Oh, I think these are definitely closing in on us. There's 2 riders behind us. Only half a second. Who is the 3rd rider? And just slow it down. And again, trying to take that final corner as best as I can. And try and put the power down. And again, oh, we've dropped a little. We are starting to drop off the pace. We're struggling a little bit here. And oh, it's Luca Marini, our teammate, is in 3rd place, battling with Baldassarri as we speak. Oh, this should be a very interesting battle. Is it going to be, or could it be, a Sky 1-2? So, and there's still plenty of laps to go. And, oh, Marini is actually in 2nd place now. He's actually overtaken Baldassarri. So we're going to have to be worrying about Luca. Is he going to just stay behind me, or is he going to push for the win as we make a mistake? Ooh, saved that one. Really had to back off the throttle there and try not to brake too much. And slow it down. And again, that was a little bit better, but looks like Luca has got the pace because he is really starting to push now. Be careful. Oh god, a little bit ropey through there. And oh, here he is, he's right behind me. Bloody hell, he is really starting to push now. Let's just try to be mindful. He's going to probably try and push to come past as we come towards the final bend, which is always tricky. And I can hear him. Is he going to try and pass? He's not going to try and pass through there. Right, that's slowly on the throttle. No, that's not going to help. Put the front wheel down and over the line. And oh, there he goes. There goes our teammate. And we go into 2nd, but can we just hold him off into the chicane? I know that I brake a little bit later than the AI through here. Right, steady. And slowly on the throttle again. Oh, so that is 1 defensive save. And oh, don't lose it. God damn. That rear tyre is starting to feel a little bit less grippy now, especially on the right side. So we're going to have to try and manage that as best we can. We've still got 2.5 laps to go. We've still got plenty of fuel, so we can use power mode 2. But like I said, that does put the tyre under more stress. Mindful of that as we try and be careful. Oh my god, that rear, bloody behave yourself. Oh my god, this is just a nightmare. And is he going to come up the inside? I think he's going to try and come past here. No, he's not. Right, be careful through there. Getting the wheel on the curbs is very risky at this stage. The front tyre looks absolutely fine, it's just the rear. It's where we just keep spinning it up. And as we come towards the end of lap 7, and Marini is still right behind us, but he is having one hell of a battle with Baldassarri as we try and get through that corner, spinning up the rear again, and over the line, and we go into lap 8, 2 more laps to go. This is a 3-way battle. Who is going to come out on top? It's going to be very interesting. Baldassarri 5 points behind us in the championship. If he could sneak a win here, he would be in the lead. Let's try and just keep it Steady, 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 steady. Gently on the right side of the tyre. Trying to be as smooth as possible. And we've got just over 4.5 litres of fuel that we can sort of use, but we don't want to use power too much. So I'm well aware that that will just ruin the tyre. So we've got just about a second lead over these two at the moment because they're battling away with each other, which is actually helping. So thank you, Luca, for that. But is it going to last? Right, through the chicane. Come on. Just keep it steady. That wasn't too bad. And again, the rear is really starting to give me problems now. And Marini has closed the gap again. But with Baldassarri right behind him, I could lose 2 places with one mistake. And Baldassarri has overtaken Marini as it's just come up on the screen. Oh, let's be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. That's not feeling good. Right, final lap of the race, guys. This is it. Am I going to be able to win my first wet race in Moto2? And we've literally got barely any tyre on the right side at the rear. Just got to try and manage it the best I can. And oh, bloody hell, that didn't feel great. And again, just trying to put the power down as best I can. And slow it down, get tight in. Got to force them on the outside. Keep those lines as tight as possible. And oh, someone's crashed. Oh no! Luca Marini has gone down. What the hell happened there? Was it a collision with Baldassarri? We will definitely have to look at the replay. Oh, that is devastating. He is going to lose some places as well. And such a shame. Now it's just between me and Baldassarri to the end. Is he going to make a last-ditch challenge to try and win the race? Just trying to put as much down as I can. He is closing in on me now. He definitely senses a win here. Can't afford to make any mistakes now. If I crash now, I'm literally... Oh, God, I'm going to launch my controller across the room, I think. Because to be in this position, especially when I'm absolutely woeful in the wets. Come on, don't lose it now, Cole. It's all that rear. Literally nothing at the rear on the right. And again, final corner. Don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. Please, don't lose it. And to the line. Are we going to get the win? I think we are. Yes, we're going to win in France in the wets. And Baldassarri comes second. That is a sweet victory. And boy, did I have to work for it. 9 laps in the wet. And where did... Oh, Marini came sixth. That is devastating for him. And our other teammate came... He came fourth. So overall for the Sky team, it wasn't bad. But now we're going to have a look at some of those replays. Right, let's have a look at that start. And this was a really good start for Baldassarri and Schrotter. They came from the second row, and especially Baldassarri down the left side, just absolutely rinsed everybody. And he went straight into the lead. He just set out exactly what he wanted to do, and that was to win the race. Luckily, we got through there, and there wasn't any crashes, which was a good thing for the first chicane of the race. Right, so here we are looking at a moment when I was trying to overtake Schrotter and I almost failed and came off my bike. I was really pushing hard, but this was early on in the race when I didn't have the tyres up to temperature. And as you can see, into the final corner, I go in there really hot, but almost lost the rear. It was spinning away there. Luckily, I didn't come off. Schrotter retook second place, and I just had to think to myself, hold back, wait for a better time, because it wasn't the right time to make that sort of pass. But there was a lot of riders all bunched up together, so I had to be careful. I didn't end up getting taken out myself either. Right, so this came the moment when I did manage to make that move on Schrotter, and I had to be good on the brakes into that turn and just managed to hold it, and I was into second place. But again, it was all about making the right move at the right time. So here we are behind Baldassarri, and I was really trying to push here, and this was coming into the final corner again, and it almost looked like I made contact, but I didn't, and Baldassarri had a moment there, and he sort of spun up, and I managed to get past. I mean, it might have looked to you guys that I made contact, but as you can see on the replay, I didn't. Right, so here we are looking at another replay where my teammate Luca Marini was starting to push hard. He wanted to get into first place, but I had to hold as strong as possible and hold on to my position. And he almost got past, but I was really good on the brakes into the chicane and managed to hold him off. But what a three-way battle, because even the battles he had with Baldassarri were very close. So here we are on board with Luca Marini. So this is where Baldassarri retakes the lead over Luca Marini. And these two were battling like this all the way through at least 2 or 3 laps. And the battle was really, really close. And I was just trying to concentrate in staying in the lead. Right, so this is where we find out what happened to Luca Marini. So he's in 3rd place, trying to keep pace with Baldassarri and myself. And I thought that he might have had a collision with Baldassarri, but he doesn't. He's really pushing hard to catch up with Baldassarri through here, and he just loses control as he tries to take this bend and just gets flicked off and chucked off his bike. Right guys, that is the end of the race, and that was awesome. And so Luca Marini finishes 6th, and Marco got 4th. And let's have a look at some. Sam Lowe's came. Just have a look where everyone else come. So there wasn't much changes down the bottom, but it was such a really good battle towards the end. And look at that. So I'm 10 points ahead of Baldassarri, but I don't think that will be the end of the challenge. He's going to push me all the way. Obviously, we've extended our lead in the team championships to 67 points, with obviously 3 of the Sky team getting good results. But that was my first win in the rain, and I think 9 laps round there in the wet is extremely tough. Give it a go yourself, guys. You're going to find out that it's not an easy challenge, trying to not just try and win the race, but to maintain a decent balance with the fuel as well. Because I kept on thinking power 2, because I had like 4.5-5 litres of extra fuel. But the thing, every time you use power 2, it just tears away those tyres a little bit quicker, and you don't want to be doing that. And luckily I must have got the right balance, because I ended up just having enough tyres to get me to the end in one piece. So there you go. So that's a race out the way that I can just take as a learning curve, and hopefully in the future in wet races I will try and adopt the same tactics of just trying to, you know, not use too much fuel at the start, just trying to get in the lead. So we got some decent points in today's race as well. We didn't manage to complete all the development points that we wanted to do, so we got an excellent in the distance analysis, but didn't finish the race simulation. There was just too many bikes on circuit. I just kept on getting bumped off here and there, which was rather annoying. But we did enough, and in the next episode we head to Italy for Mugello. Hopefully that will be dry. I'm pretty sure it will be. But there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon.